Welcome back, nerds.
We're your hosts. I'm Chad.
And I'm Jake. This week we're sponsored by Ray's Energy Drinks.
We are also sponsored by Crybaby Craig's Hot Sauce.
Now, this week we are going to continue our dive into the X-Men films. This week is X-Men The Wolverine.
We're also going to talk about some exciting news in the Marvel world. There's also the Eternals trailer dropped the Monday after last week's episode, which is kind of annoying, but we're gonna dive into that as well.
Plus some Spider-Man news. So, yeah.
So, excuse me. So let's keep it. It's fine. So let's get into it. This is the All Things Nerd podcast.
All right. Nerd. All right. Welcome back, nerds, to another episode of the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. So, Jake,
Yo.
how is Minnesota? How's your week
Good.
been?
Week's been awesome, man. Pretty chill. Something related to the podcast happened recently. We got our new shirts. Both we got two new shirts that we put up on the website. They arrived this week, so that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Um,
And they're already up on our web store, too, which is awesome.
yeah. I also got my dog got a small tumor removed off of her eyelid. It's been bugging her for a while, so I was pretty excited to get that done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
How about you? What's going on in Stupido?
Nothing.
Yeah, I figures.
It was really warm. It was like in the 80s and 90s, and then it rained for a day, and then it's been in the 50s and 60s since.
Same. Yeah, it's supposed to be, I think, this coming week, like all week this week is supposed to be like 90 degrees. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, I love the cold.
Like,
I would be very okay with, just
oh God.
65
Yeah.
to 70 degrees and sunny. Forever.
I just want thunderstorms. Like
Yeah.
just storm, like 24/7. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, it was the day that it rained all day, it was supposed to be storms, and
Hmm.
I didn't hear a single thing of thunder, and I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah. We really haven't got a good one yet, and it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the end of May. Well, when people are listening to this, it's early June, but
uh, Also, something kind of cool happened. We got the second part to season 5 of Lucifer, and I know you
yeah,
and I are both big fans of that show. So
yeah,
uh, I binged it. It's done. I finished it already
yeah.
today, actually.
I have one episode left, so when we get off of here, that's probably nope, because we have plans. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm gonna finish that. I've liked this season so far, except for that weird musical episode.
It took until about the third or fourth episode for me to be like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. But the first couple episodes were a little weird. Yeah, the second episode was a musical. Not really digging it. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of a good musical. Okay, The Greatest Showman, awesome. You
Yeah,
know, but like, other than the whole fact that he was like a slave owner and stuff. But
yeah. P.T. Barnum sucked.
yeah,
Great movie though.
yeah. But this is a Netflix musical, and it was just episode, not the whole show, just the episode. But it was garbage. It was
Yeah,
awkward. It was cheesy.
I
It
think
was
that's what it was it was just cheesy.
it was awkward. I was embarrassed for them watching it. I'm like, oh, could you imagine being like a 40-year-old actor and they're like, hey, we're gonna make you do a really shitty musical episode, and just being like, damn it, I'm on contract. I have to do this.
Yeah, and like a lot of like sitcoms and dramas and shows, like they find a way to put it in there.
Yeah.
Like Scrubs has done it.
Yeah.
Or Scrubs did
Yeah.
it. Like How I Met
'Cause
Your
the
Mother had multiple, but they make them make sense. And obviously, like Neil Patrick Harris is gonna sing. He's a Tony Award winning.
The girl in Scrubs had a tumor, right? A brain tumor,
Yeah.
and she was just seeing everything as a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that episode. That was a good one.
It was a good one, and they were original songs. This one was
Yeah.
like, if I feel like just for this one episode, the director from Glee was like, "Hey guys, can I do one episode?" And they're like, "You
Yeah,
don't need to pay me." And they're like, "Sweet, we can save money. Yeah, come on in."
Yeah, it was bad.
And then find a way to mash, what was it, Bad to the Bone, and
Oh God,
the one that the part that Lopez was singing.
there's like 4 or 5 songs in that episode. It was really bad.
But we do get to hear the Allstate man sing in that glorious Chocolate Rain voice of his.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know what Chocolate Rain is, it's because YouTube is older than you. And good luck there.
Besides that, the season has been pretty good. I enjoyed it for the most part. So, yeah.
And we're not going to say who, but spoiler alert, there is a pretty major death towards the end of the episode.
Pretty sad. Yeah.
It was emotional. It was a character that you didn't want that to happen to.
Big character.
Big dude.
You gave away the sex of the character. You jerk.
Oh,
you
yeah.
narrowed it down.
Pretty drastically. Once you said that, I was like, there's a lot of really strong female leads in this show, and yeah, my bad, guys. Lo siento.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Other than that, this week's been just cool.
Yeah, I mean, just working, and just these little things here and there, getting.
Yeah. Well,
I do feel bad because when you were out here, every place that we went to for food was pretty subpar. I mean, the brewery was fine, but like you and I both like pizza, and the pizza we got was hot garbage.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, I had off from work, so I went and got lunch with my dad, and we went to this place that had really, really good pizza.
Hold on. Here's the thing, though. Was it really, really good pizza, or like was it really, really good pizza for Ohio?
I mean, if you've seen me from the shoulders down, you know that I really enjoy food, and I really enjoyed this pizza. Yeah.
Maybe you've just been there too long, though.
I've had pizza here twice, and one was Domino's, and one was a pizza place down the road here, and that was with you, and that place sucked.
Yeah.
So I haven't had enough pizza in Ohio to dumb down my enjoyment of a good za.
I don't know. Maybe you're just becoming too much of a Ohioan.
You shut your fucking mouth. Never. Never.
Just lead into it, I guess. You know what made that pizza way better? Some fucking Crybaby Craig's.
Yeah, that was a good transition. Maybe not the style that I had because it was a caprese.
But that being said, we'll go into our first sponsor right away here.
That was solid. That was fuck. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck. Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. Pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It's fucking delicious. It goes on practically anything. Check them out.
Yes.
Hey,
you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today. All right, guys. So this week we are going to continue our dive into the X-Men films. And I'm glad we got here because the Wolverine is one of
One of
my
my
favorites.
favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, Jinx. Oh, huh.
Ah,
Finger
he did
gun.
a finger gun. He did a finger gun.
But then I got
Yeah,
you to do it back, so fuck you.
again, this is by request. This is something that we hope you guys will keep doing is give us some ideas of shit you want us to dive into. Um, so this was requested for us to dive into these movies. So yeah, we want to, that's why we're doing it. And we're here at one of the best films in the series, The Wolverine.
So if you ignore the the Wolverine Origins film, which you should, um, this is his first real solo film,
Yeah.
and it is badass because it also dives into a little bit of his history, how his powers developed when it went from just being bone claws and super healing to a metal skeleton. Nope, that's the Wolverine. Oh, that was the only good part about the Wolverine, or about X-Men Origins Wolverine. Fuck. So this takes place after X-Men 3: The Last Stand.
Yeah, this is after in X-Men Last Stand, spoiler alert, after Wolverine kills Jean, he basically retreats not only into himself but also physically retreats to the wilderness, and he's basically living in a cave, in the mountains, and he's been that way for a long time at this point. Big beard, long hair, only goes into town for batteries and
for his radio.
Yeah, and he's super sad.
Yeah. Well, you see, he kind of hallucinates in dreams of Jean still being alive. But in his dreams and hallucinations, one, she's not mad that he killed her, but two, she's madly in love with him and kind of has forgotten the fact that she's married to Cyclops.
But then she also in his dream or whatever, while she's professing her love to him, she basically is you're an animal or whatever, and he's I left all that behind, and she goes, did you? And he looks down and he's got his claws in her stomach, which is where he stabbed her in Last Stand. And then he wakes up frantically because so that's what he's tortured by. He had to unfortunately kill the woman that he loved, and
and so this movie, it does have some flashbacks to his time as a POW during World War II in Japan.
Yep.
Because the entire premise is when, I think it's Nagasaki. I don't think it's Hiroshima. I think it's Nagasaki. When Nagasaki gets bombed, really bombed, the big one, he saves a Japanese soldier, and he's never forgets it. And now this Japanese soldier has gone on to modern day, basically create a huge tech empire, stuff like that. But now that guy is dying, so he sends for Wolverine to come to Japan so he can. It's under the premise that he wants to say goodbye and thank him and pay his respects before he passes on. Turns out to be way more devious than that, but
so basically when that flashback where Wolverine is a POW, there's the bomb is about to go off, and the guy Tashida, right? That's his name.
I think so.
Yeah, he was a soldier, and he goes and starts setting the prisoners free because they're all going to die anyway. So, and he goes up to this like basically like underground like prison cell
It's a
that they have.
well that they put like a cap on,
Yeah, that they have
basically.
Wolverine in, and he opens it up and tells Wolverine like, "Hey, come out of here." And then the bomb goes off. Wolverine, Tashida's about to kill himself, like, you know, and
Seppuku.
I don't, yeah. And Wolverine stops him from killing himself, and he goes, "Come with me," and he throws him in the well. The bomb goes off, and Wolverine's like standing over him, like shielding him, and Tashida like opens his eyes and looks at Wolverine, and Wolverine's burnt to a crisp, and like all of his skin it starts like growing back or whatever. So leading into what Chad was just saying, that's why Tashida calls on Wolverine to say goodbye. I finger quoted for people who are not watching this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is it's much more than saying goodbye. He wants what Wolverine has.
Yeah, so basically, uh, the entire premise comes down to Tashida has found a way that if he can extract, like, Wolverine's, like, bone marrow, for those of you that don't know anything about, like, human biology, the bone marrow has the most dense resources of your DNA. So it would have, like, the mutant gene in it that is mutated and developed into Wolverine's healing factors. He basically wants to just like take that from him so that Tashida can live forever, and continue to run his company, and then it would give Wolverine the ability to die, in theory.
Live a not necessarily die, but live the rest of his days as a human,
Yeah,
and then die a natural death eventually.
yeah,
Yeah,
in theory.
in theory. But the movie's pretty wild. There's basically
Some of the best Wolverine fight scenes because he like takes on like the Yakuza.
yeah. So well, we got to back up a little bit because there's the fucking what the fuck is her name? What's her comic
Yukio?
name? No, the bitch with the serpent bitch. What's her actual
Viper.
name in the comic? Viper. Thank you, Jesus. Viper does something to Wolverine to suppress his healing abilities. So throughout this movie, when Wolverine's fighting people trying to protect
Mariko,
Mariko, thank
which
you.
is the granddaughter of Tashida,
Yeah.
who's
Every
just
time he
inherited
gets
the company.
every time he gets shot or stabbed or anything like that, he's not healing from it, and he can't figure out why. But he's still the hero, you know. So
Yeah.
he does it anyway, and eventually, you can chime in whenever you want. Don't worry about cutting me off. But eventually, Yukio, who is basically she was an orphan girl that was adopted by
Mariko's family.
Mariko's family to be her friend. She's also a mutant, and she can see people's time of death. And she basically tells Wolverine that, hey, like I can see when you're gonna die, and it's not gonna be good. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, you die covered in blood with your heart in your hand.
Yeah,
And he's like, a lot of people have tried to kill me. Whatever, fuck off.
yeah. I think actually he says, I don't have time for this shit. He
Yeah.
like gets out of the car.
Like, can you imagine that? Just like
Yeah.
dying with your own heart in your hand. Like,
Yeah.
that's hot. Sorry.
But it's yeah, it's fuck, I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, because he can't heal. So eventually, and spoiler alerts everywhere because we're just gonna ruin this whole movie for
If
you.
you
which-
haven't seen it yet, like, it's not our fault.
Yeah. Basically, he finds a machine at some point in the movie where he can see inside of himself, and he sees that chick put something in him. So he fucking just throws out his middle finger, slices his fucking
Middle
rib cage
claw.
open.
I mean,
Yeah,
he doesn't
it's his
just
middle
like,
finger.
He doesn't just like scratch at his stomach with
Yeah,
his middle
with
finger,
his-
just like,
Yeah, but
Oh.
he uses his
yes,
middle
yes,
one.
yes, 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 yes.
But he uses his middle one, which is the one he uses to flick people off. So that's
Yeah.
why I said that. But yeah, he cuts his rib cage open and then reaches inside of himself and removes the thing himself, which would be like holding his own heart in his hand. And
Well, yeah, but like
yeah,
literally there, because he's not healing at first while he's doing
yeah,
this. So
yeah.
he literally like bleeds out
Flatlines. Yeah,
while he's doing this. Yeah, and he dies. He's sitting on basically like a super high tech X-ray
yeah.
MRI machine, and gets the device that Viper put into him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. And gets that removed, but he technically does die,
Yeah.
like covered in blood, holding his own heart.
Well, yeah, exactly. And but yeah, so this is the scene that I have mentioned in a previous episode
Oh, it's so bad.
that when Wolverine gets up from this, he's shirtless. And
Ripped as
I,
fuck, boy.
I watched this with my girlfriend Nick, and she basically she just goes, Jesus. And I was like, yeah,
Jesus.
And I quote, single word, she just went, Jesus. Yeah. But yeah, and then there's a super cool fight in this. Basically, in this movie, Wolverine has lost himself after killing Jean, and this movie is kind of bringing him back to himself. So after he gets in a fight with Mariko's dad, who's a samurai, and basically now that Wolverine has removed the thing off of his heart that was stunting his abilities, he and this guy are fighting and he's cutting Wolverine like left and right with samurai swords, and he eventually stabs Wolverine right through the heart.
Well,
And
it's just through the chest, like square center in the chest.
yeah, and then he goes, "What the hell kind of monster are you?" And Wolverine goes, "I'm the Wolverine," and then fucking sticks his claws like right through the guy's neck and
Just-
kills him. Yeah. So that was kind of like Wolverine just kind of refocusing and becoming Wolverine again instead of
like accepting who he is,
yeah.
despite the things that the terrors that haunt him. Like he is who he is, and he still really is a hero. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I feel like I've been talking for a while, so I'll let you kind of go into the ending stuff here.
Yeah. So to basically like bait Wolverine to show up so that Tashida and Viper can forcefully extract his mutant abilities. They kidnap Mariko, who Wolverine has kind of developed some feelings for, and she likes him too.
They bang.
Oh yeah, they bang so good.
They bang.
If it wasn't in Japan, you would question the quality of that bed because there's no bed frame. It's just a mattress on the floor.
Is it even a mattress? It's like a yoga mat. But yes, sorry.
Yeah, a yoga
Irrelevant. Irrelevant.
A yoga mattress. Oh. But so in the theatrical cut, because you haven't seen the extended like director's cut, have you?
Me?
Yeah, with when he's fighting through that village to go rescue Mariko.
Oh, you were telling me about it. No, I haven't. Yeah.
Oh, so in the theatrical version, like it's still a pretty good fight. Wolverine fights through like a village surrounding one of Tashida's like huge factories, warehouses, whatever, where he's basically created himself like everything that he needs to take Wolverine's powers by force. It's kind of like his contingency plan. Still an awesome fight. In the theatrical release, like there's a this sounds random because we have not fully set up the entire story because we don't just want to like give you a summary.
Yeah.
But there's ninjas that
lots of ninjas
that have bow and arrows with ropes on them. So like Wolverine gets shot with like 37 arrows with ropes to like hold him
Yeah.
down so that they can, take him in. In the director's cut or the extended version, that fight scene is so much more bloody. He's like beheading ninjas left and right. Yukio, the adoptive daughter or the adoptive sister of Mariko,
Yeah.
who can see everyone's death, is there to help, and she literally is driving a fucking a snowplow truck, but it has like a snow blower adapter on it. So instead of like just like a plow, it's like the spinning
Chopping
blades
people up.
and
Yeah.
just like running over fucking ninjas, and just like blood is spraying across like all
That's
these
awesome.
houses and buildings and stuff. It is so much more bloody,
Yeah.
and it is way more intense, and it's awesome. Oh, so good.
We haven't really explained how much of a badass she is in the movie.
She's also a master swordsman.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Like when you first get introduced to Mariko's dad, he's like training or sparring with some of his workers like at the Tashida like homestead compound, and Wolverine's like, he's a really skilled swordsman, and Yukio's like, he's okay.
Yeah. But then that dude whips their ass later on in the movie, and
Only
Wolverine has to
because
save her.
when she's sword fighting, they're matched, but then, and half the time she's fighting with just like the sheath of his sword,
Yeah.
and then she basically like blocks and gets closer, and he's just like a big dude, and she's like a 5'4".
Yeah.
Hello Kitty probably weighs more than her, and he just like backhands her, and she like goes flying, like brute strength, like she doesn't match up to him, but like
Yeah.
sword combat, like she was holding
Yeah.
up, and she's badass.
But the cool part is that so when they do eventually, after this fight that Chad was just talking about, get Wolverine, they put him in this chair basically with his arms like locked down, and then Viper comes up and kind of starts trying to rattle his cage a little bit, and Wolverine's signature thing is to fucking put his claws out when he's pissed and do shit. But when he puts his claws out, the thing that is holding his arms down pins in his hand so that his claws can't retract. And then this huge samurai, it's a metal samurai. He in the comics, his name is Silver Samurai. Stands
100% not vibranium, adamantium.
Adamantium. The suit is made out of adamantium, and
which is the metal that's coursing through Wolverine's body. Yeah. If you guys didn't know that.
Yeah. And basically the idea is to cut off Wolverine's claws to get to the bone, because the adamantium is around Wolverine's bone claws.
Well, it's around his entire skeleton, so they can't get to that bone marrow.
Yeah, that the point was to cut off his claws so that they could get to the bone through his claws.
Oh, yeah.
And so shut up.
Sorry. God.
But yeah, so yeah, it's wild, and there's an awesome fight. I mean, it's Wolverine versus a giant adamantium fucking samurai with a sword that heats up.
So that crazy. It can cut through the adamantium.
Adamantium, yeah.
That is Wolverine.
Yeah. And the short and skinny of it is that he gets his both sets of claws cut off, and Silver Samurai gets him by the hands, and these little tiny drills come out and start drilling into the bone of Wolverine's claws, and he just starts sucking the essence out of
like his life force.
Yeah, and then you see that it's Tashida in the suit, and he's getting younger as he's doing this to Wolverine, and Wolverine just starts like shriveling up, and looking like
eyes start to fog over.
Yeah. It's
And then
brutal.
we learn that Mariko actually is kind of a badass. And like there's a throwaway line like earlier in the film that
Oh yeah.
she had won like weapons contest, like martial arts weapons contest as a child for knives.
Knife throwing.
But you
Yeah.
never see her actually fight until this last bit. And she literally picks up like Wolverine's cut off
Claw.
metal claws
Mm-hmm.
and just yeets it across the fucking room. Just
right into his dome.
into Grandpa Tashida's head.
Yeah. And then and then he basically Tashida's like, I'm your grandfather, and she goes, my grandfather died, and she stabs him right in the neck with another one of Wolverine's claws.
But he still has enough like of Wolverine's essence to not die from that.
Yeah.
But during this, he drops Wolverine enough for Wolverine to heal. Wolverine stands up, rips open like the suit so he can like get to Tashida's like chest and heart.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the exact exchange of words, but he's like, "Oh, you came here to say goodbye to an old friend," and Wolverine's like, "Sayonara," and bone claws come out and just into his chest, and then he throws him off the building.
He says, he says, you wanted me to come here to say goodbye to an old friend, and then and his bone claws come out instead of his metal ones, and he goes, "Sayonara, bub," stabs him in the chest.
That's right.
And then just throws him out the fucking hole in the wall, and goodbye, Tashida. It's either Yoshida or Toshida, I forget. But yeah.
Well, we've been saying Toshida the entire time, so I'm sticking with that.
And we also get I did not see the director's cut, but I saw a clip from it. We also get the biggest cock tease ever.
Oh my God.
Because they show Yukio gives Wolverine a suitcase and tells him to open it, and he opens it, and it's the comic book accurate Wolverine costume, the yellow and black.
You mean the one that's right over your shoulder?
This one here.
Yeah. Well, they do yellow and brown, which were the original colors, and then they changed it a little bit further down the road. But yeah. But you get the helmet with the wing eyes, and
yeah, I guess it doesn't really show that part here, but yeah.
But yeah, it shows the cowl, and then it shows the chest. You don't actually see like the pants, which are blue, but whatever.
Have you ever seen the thing where it's like if you draw a line down right here?
It's two Batmans kissing.
Is it two Batmans kissing, or is it Wolverine?
Yeah, I have seen that.
But yeah,
I'm Batman. I love you.
Yeah. The after credit scene.
Yeah, after credit scene.
You go. Take it. Go. You go.
So then, credits roll. We get an after credit scene. It's Wolverine walking through an airport. He walks through the metal detector. It blinks, and then everyone freezes.
No, you got to throw in the joke though, because he's like, the metal detector goes off, and then the guards security looks at him, and he goes, "I'll take the pat down."
Oh, yeah. And then everyone freezes, and then it's a shot of like the crowd, but from the knees down, and then you see the wheelchair roll through. Don't you?
You fucked it up.
I thought that's what you said first. Before,
first everyone freezes, and then Wolverine sniffs the air, kinda. And then he puts out his bone claws and turns around to stab Magneto.
Oh, you're right.
And Magneto stops him, and then you see.
You're right.
The wheelchair rolling through. But also, prior to that, when Wolverine's walking up to the metal detector, you see on the TV screen behind him a commercial for Trask Industries, which is the big bad in the next film.
Yeah, and also like the cartoons and
stuff
like that. So really the Wolverine, even though it was a continuation of X-Men 3, it was the first step in correcting a lot
Yeah.
of character arcs, storylines, and
The next film corrects
well,
everything.
that's why I
It
said
was the first
first
step.
step.
Yeah, yeah.
Come
You're
on,
right. You're right.
motherfucker. God,
Hey,
give me credit.
nah.
Obviously, one movie about Wolverine can't fix everything because no one else was in it.
I know.
Like
But yeah,
I'm not that daft. Like, come
I
on.
love that you are now using that word because I said it and you were like, "What a great word!"
Yeah,
And now you're using it. That makes me happy.
it's a great word.
It is.
But
Um,
yeah, so that's kind
but
of how it ends.
yeah, that's that movie.
Yeah, it's so good, guys. If you haven't watched it and you've only watched the films that just say like X-Men, X-Men 2,
Yeah.
X-Men 3, please don't watch this movie. X-Men the still don't watch this
Origins.
movie, Reen. And then First Class and then the rest of
First
them.
Class was good,
I liked
but
First Class, but the
but
Wolverine
the
definitely ranks above
Wolverine
it.
is one of I have
It's my second favorite of them.
I have three favorites in the franchise, and this is one of them. The Wolverine is so good. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have seen it,
Go watch it
tell
again.
yeah, or tell us about it. Like if we missed something that you wanted us to talk about or something like that, like hit us up, let us know.
Yeah.
Or if we were wrong about anything, I would love that. Please tell us.
I doubt we're wrong about that.
I
I'm
know.
just kidding.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if we missed a reference that you thought was super important, like tell us. But yeah, so that's X-Men the Wolverine. The next one is called Days of Future Past, where if you watch the old cartoons, that was a huge storyline and also in the comics too.
Yeah.
So, and that one is probably my favorite. So
That's one of the three. Yeah.
yeah, we'll get to that one soon. Maybe next week. We'll have to see.
Probably
There's
because
some
Loki.
stuff coming
Yeah.
up. Well, yeah, Loki is
That doesn't come out
2
until
weeks.
after we would record. So
Yeah.
yeah. So probably we'll get to Days of Future Past probably next week.
Oh, and it's so fucking good. But with that being said, before we move on, we do need to talk a little bit about our second sponsor, which is Ray's Energy Drinks. Awesome energy drink. I don't know why I phrased that way. An
That's okay.
awesome energy drink. There's zero sugar, zero carbs, and zero crash. Absolutely phenomenal. I literally drink one at once a day. I have one a day, and I ran out yesterday, and I didn't have one today, and I noticed a difference. So listen up, because this shit's bomb. What's up, nerds? I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about Ray's Energy, an incredible energy drink that provides max energy with zero crash. Ray's Energy takes a giant leap of faith with instilling a high-quality formula to bring a powerful, yet sustained, energetic experience to help you push your workouts and focus to the next level. Perfect for anyone at any time, and powered by their Refresh formula technology, Ray's Energy delivers a performance-enhancing energy drink that aids in multiple different categories that include targeted focus, better recovery time, improved clean energy levels, and a boost in stamina and hydration. But most importantly, every can of Ray's Energy has absolutely 0 calories, 0 sugar, and 0 carbohydrates to give you a smarter and healthier option. So don't settle for an energy drink that contains more sugar and carbohydrates than you can count. Instead, head over to repsports.com. That's REPPSPORTS.com and use the promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout for 15% off your order. Or if you don't know what you want, go ahead and click the link that's in the description to get a $50 sample pack for free. All you do is you cover the cost of shipping. Again, make sure you use promo code NERDPODCAST at checkout to let them know that we sent you.
All right, guys. So now we're gonna talk a little bit about some upcoming exciting stuff that we want to talk about. One of them is the trailer for the official trailer for the Eternals dropped last Monday, which is so unfortunate because we recorded it on Sunday and then they released the fucking trailer for it the day after. super annoying. But
It's a bummer.
it looks awesome. I think it looks really good. We get to see, Jon Snow and Robb Stark reunited.
Do you think Jon Snow still knows nothing in this movie?
Probably. Yeah. I really hope that he
sense.
knows nothing in this movie.
I hope that just like in some sort of throwaway line, he says something and they're like, "You know nothing."
Yeah, that'd be great.
And like that's it. Like no name attached to it. Just like
Yeah,
you know nothing.
that's kind of beneath Marvel. I think. I don't think they would do that. But
Yeah, because they never made the no shit Sherlock joke between Benedict and Robert Downey because
they both played
and
Sherlock
they're
Holmes.
both super sarcastic characters. Like it would have been fitting.
And both versions of Holmes have been in there too. Jude Law was in Captain Marvel, and Martin Freeman is in Black Panther. And
that's
Civil
Watson,
War.
not Holmes, by the way. But yeah,
that's what I said.
No,
both versions of Watson have been in the Sherlock Holmes movies.
Versions of Holmes.
Whatever.
It's recorded. I'm not cutting it. Everyone can know that you were wrong.
Whatever. I didn't hear it.
Say it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Fuck you.
Whatever.
Just kidding. I love you.
No.
You can't decide if I love you or not.
No.
Accept my love.
No. Anyways, the Eternals movie, it looks really good.
The cinematography looks amazing.
It looks amazing, yeah. But the only problem I have with this is in the preview, you hear them saying like, basically they show up a long time ago in a spaceship and they're like, this place is beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, we have sat here and helped humans behind the scenes accomplish amazing things. And we've never interfered until now, they say. But for me and Chad, who have been talking about this, like, the fuck are you talking about? The world almost ended like 9 times throughout the
Thanos
Avengers movie.
3 different times.
Yeah. You guys just like were like, nah, they got this. We're good.
And the thing that bugs me the most is, so in the plot synopsis, is they decide to intervene because a race called the Deviants start to attack Earth. And for those of you that don't know, Deviants are basically like a cousin to the Eternal race. Yeah. Thanos is a Deviant.
Mm-hmm.
The Deviants and some of the Eternals that were basically banished because of an Eternal race civil war, thousands of years ago, they settled on the planet Titan. Well, in the comics, it's the moon Titan from Saturn, but in the MCU, it's a planet of its own. But it's like Thanos was a deviant, and he attacked 3 different times.
We talked about this already, but they haven't heard it. What I'm hoping for is that instead of being like, we're not going to intervene at all while all this shit is happening, I'm hoping that we're going to get some scenes where the Eternals are doing things that we just didn't see them doing all along. Yeah. I'm hoping that's the case, because if they're just like going to write it off like, oh, we decided we're not going to intervene unless like something else happens, then that's just kind of lazy writing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But also
I totally agree.
Add a little bit to the you said a cousin thing. Fina, who is Angelina Jolie's character in this movie, is Thanos' cousin in the comics. Yeah. So, and I read that we're going to see it because basically this movie is going to bounce back and forth between the Eternals before they came to Earth and then the Eternals through time on Earth. So we should, hopefully, I read that we will see a younger version of Thanos before the Avengers and stuff like that. That would be really cool.
That would be really cool. Who would play a young Thanos?
Hopefully still Brolin, like voice-wise, and just CGI, but make him a little smaller probably, because he'd be younger,
Yeah, just
little less grimacy.
yeah, less nutsack on the chin.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, Eternals aside, it looks great. I'm excited to see it.
yeah, and we're gonna get a lot of Cersei and Icarus's like romance throughout.
Mhm. Oh shit, that's another thing is the Gemma Chan. She played Minerva, Minerva in Captain Marvel, and now she's playing her in a different
That's
character
the
in
same girl.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so she's playing two different Marvel characters in the same timeline, which is wild.
That is wild.
But I guess like Minerva was blue and like they were like, "Oh, you won't recognize her." And it's like, "Well, well, you
Mm,
do. She has the same face whether you paint it blue or not."
yeah, it's like
But yeah.
recasting the Hulk. Oh wait, they did that too. Oh, I'm happy with the recast. I know that you're a little bit more bitter about it than I am.
Only because not I don't want to get into it.
It's not
Whatever.
because you don't like Mark Ruffalo; it's that you like Edward Norton more. I get
No,
it.
I don't like Mark Ruffalo. I think he's boring as fuck.
He plays the timid Bruce Banner
Yeah.
way better.
Plays himself as Bruce Banner, just a boring guy.
He's not that boring of a dude. If you've seen like Thank You for Sharing, which is a fucked up movie.
I don't want to get into
Yeah,
it.
we're not going to get into it. It's about sex addicts.
I know, I've seen it with
Oh yeah,
Gwyneth Paltrow and Josh Gad.
and Pink.
It's a good movie.
It was a good movie,
Yeah,
but when he goes off the deep end, it's fucking weird.
yeah,
The face when he's banging the hooker, just like you're like, I never want to see that face again.
yeah.
It's like the Forrest Whitaker eyes. Nothing against Forrest Whitaker. It was a reference for those of you that have not watched the TV show Community. Anyway,
Anyway,
the trailer looks phenomenal. It looks so good. I mean, the I feel so bad. I should have written down her name. The lady that is directing the Eternals just won an Oscar.
Oh shit, that's
for
right.
Homeland.
Yeah.
You know, they've gone on record saying that any visual effect that they could have done with practical effects, they did. So it's going to look very natural, very real. And just the way that she captures frames is just so... It's beautiful. Like, I don't mean to, like, use more flowery words to describe a superhero film, but it looks beautiful. Capturing everything. Plus, we're gonna get a Bollywood musical number in there.
Dude, this is like my favorite thing in the entire world. Fuck you.
I was bringing it up so that you could get excited about it. I wasn't gonna go deeper into it.
I thought you were rolling your eyes at me. I was like, go fuck yourself.
No, I was reading notes and then you started talking, so I tried to look up at you.
Oh, I got you. It's like the coolest thing in the world for me. My family on my dad's side is Indian, and to see Kumail Nanjiani, who is going to play one of the Eternals, who is hiding on Earth as a Bollywood actor, we're going to get a huge, from what I've read, huge Bollywood scene, like a musical, like Bollywood scene in this movie, and I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
I grew up on that shit.
Yeah, not to diminish the awesomeness of that, but have you ever seen a non-big Bollywood scene, especially a Bollywood musical number? Like they're huge.
Oh yeah, that's the point. It's
They're
like over the top, just crazy.
Ooh,
yeah.
Jinx. I did it again just for you.
I'm really excited about this.
No,
more than I should be, but I am really excited about this.
No,
or actually, I think I'm like
cool.
Right where I should be, as excited.
I would say so.
Yeah,
like it's super awesome, and I hope that it doesn't feel campy. which I don't think it will. I mean, like
I don't
in a
think
way
so.
of
If Kumail's
Marvel just
involved,
being like,
yeah,
"Hey, let's diversify."
yeah,
But
no, I don't think
I don't
so.
think that that's that based on other
Marvel in
projects.
general,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, I
but
think it's gonna be awesome. I'm really excited to see that
I am too. I think it'll be fun. Do
because
you
prior to that,
do you
in
think
like,
he'll actually be the one singing, or do you think they'll have someone like voice over the sing parts, the sing parts, the
I
singing
don't,
parts?
I don't know. I don't wanna knock Kumail in any way. I
Well, I
don't
don't know
think
if he can sing,
he probably doesn't have a very great singing voice, so probably not.
but look at like a bunch of other like just like any Bollywood film that is like a
I've seen a lot
musical,
of them. Yeah.
like, and then you wouldn't expect like a lot of those quality of voices from like their speaking tones.
Yeah. I don't
I
know. I
mean,
guess we'll see.
if you want to do what a lot of other Hollywood has done and whitewash it, look at Freddie Mercury. I mean, when he talks, you're like,
Yeah.
dude probably
Ooh,
doesn't
big
sing that well.
delay. What?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what's going on there.
Oh, I was like, are you fucking around on your computer?
No, I.
Hand
Ugh.
check. But anyways,
What is
yeah.
this youth group
Moving on
on
from
movie night?
Eternals, we also have some big news in the Spider-Man world. A few things
So
really.
much. I don't think we mentioned uh, last week, but we did get a trailer for Venom 2. Oh, we did talk
Hmm.
about it. We did.
Yeah, we did.
My bad.
It's all
But
good.
so we have that. Um,
We also got news from Sony officially saying that they have a plan in motion right now to introduce Tom Holland's Spider-Man with the Venom movies and Carnage and
yeah,
Morbius, which
into
is coming
their
out.
non MCU Marvel films.
So we will finally get to see Spider-Man interact with Sony's bad guys
I
solo
have no
films.
idea how they're going to do it because they say at this point in time they just don't know about each other. But
Yeah.
it's like the Venom films, well, the first one and the second one, soon to be, take place in San Francisco, which is where Scott Lang is from. You know, Ant Man.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not know about the Avengers? Like,
Well, they maybe don't not know. They just never mention them
yeah,
in those movies. That doesn't mean that they don't know about
or
them.
well, they said that like they're unaware of each other. So realistically, probably what it is it's that Venom and Carnage don't know about Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll just have to trust. We'll just have to trust Marvel because
Well, hopefully when they well, if when they introduce like, Tom Holland to Venom, Marvel will be there because
yeah,
that's part of the deal with Sony is that when it's Spider-Man and it's live action, if he appears in the MCU, like they have to be a part of the solo films as much as they can. But
right.
on top of that, we got a casting for another big Spider-Man villain.
Craven the Hunter. Who's
Craven the
playing
Hunter.
him?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh, it sounds so familiar. Who is that?
He was in Godzilla. He was in Kick-Ass. Oh yeah, he played fucking Quicksilver or Pietro Maximoff in Age of Ultron
In the MCU.
in the
Yeah, that's
MCU,
right.
which is gonna be so fucking awkward if Wanda ever sees Craven because she's gonna
Yeah.
recognize the face and just be like, "What are you doing, twin bro?" Sorry, mom.
Sorry, Mom.
But in all
Because
seriousness,
as
like
yeah, it's I just don't. Yeah,
I love him as an actor.
I do too. Yeah,
I think he's great. I want to see more of him in more
but
films.
why do it this way? Like, why cast somebody? Here's the thing.
Also, there's other actors that look more the part and
Jason
are
Momoa.
more
Jason
booky.
Momoa.
He probably can't because of his contract.
I know. I'm just saying Jason Momoa.
Well,
I
yeah, that
am
would've
not
been
a
perfect.
huge fan of Jason Momoa as an actor. I
Fuck
think
you,
as a
I love
person,
Jason Momoa.
he seems pretty cool. I'd love to throw axes and like drink whiskey with him. Looks fun.
Okay.
But as an actor, he's not real strong at acting. I know he's real strong in real life, but his acting
It's
is
not
not great.
super dynamic. He's kind of like the sarcastic, smartass, borderline fuckboy action star.
But he just looks like Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah.
Like everything about him is Kraven the Hunter, and it would just be perfect casting.
Yeah.
But we get Aaron Taylor Quicksilver, so we'll see how that goes.
It's literally his goddamn legal last name.
Yeah.
Kid, fuck
so
shit
weird.
up is my legal goddamn middle name. Sorry. Yeah, it's just.
So there's that.
I'm not mad that he has that role.
No, I'm not
him
either.
as an actor. I'm mad because he's already had an MCU role.
And also, no offense to him, but Aaron Taylor Johnson kind of has like a little pussy voice, where like Kraven the Hunter is like a deep, like almost fucking Sean Connery trying to kill you voice.
Well, I mean, he can fake that.
I know, but like, ugh.
But my thing is also like, he's gonna have to like
bulk up
like mad, because I mean he's not in bad shape. Like he's an athletic, like
yeah, no, he's a big guy, especially in like Kick-Ass 2 and fucking Godzilla. He was huge.
Yeah, but not huge enough for this role. So either he's gonna get super beefcakey and be like, oh, gross, or he's not gonna be beefcakey enough to portray Kraven. And
I was actually really hoping that they were gonna. I was hoping they were gonna pick like a person of color to play this role, because I had read early on when they had talked about introducing Kraven the Hunter that if he was going to be tied to the MCU, that he would be from a neighboring country to Wakanda.
Oh.
That's what I had originally read, and I was like, oh, that would be really cool. So I was hoping they would have picked some, not a white person, to play someone. You know, I know that in the comics, Kraven is white.
Well, he's super fucking Russian.
Yeah, but it would have been cool to see, like, not, you know, a not white person take that role. Would have been cool. But Marvel's doing awesome with the diversity stuff. I'm not going to be picky about it. Go you, Marvel. You guys are killing it.
And what's great about it is they're not doing it for the sake of, you know, affirmative action. Like they're literally picking iterations of characters
that do exist in the comics,
except for the ancient one. But
except for what?
Except for the ancient one in Doctor
Strange.
Yeah. But Kevin Feige has gone on record to be like, yeah, we fucked that one up. We should have just stuck true to the comics. Yeah. But I also love Tilda Swinton, so she wasn't the best ancient one, but it was. I didn't hate it.
That's Tilda Swinton. I'm not a fan. She's got a massive underbite. It fucking freaks me out. Sorry.
Well, there's that.
But yeah, so I am really excited to finally hear that Marvel and Sony have plans to introduce these things, because Venom and Carnage are like Spider-Man's like biggest nemesis. Nemesis? What is that word? Nemesi? Whatever.
I don't know. But yeah, like Venom is like his number one nemesis.
Yeah.
And then when Carnage shows up, then Venom's like, fuck.
Yeah.
We now have a common enemy. Bigger Jaws.
Bigger Jaws.
We must now work together. But no,
I
like that's how it works.
Yeah.
You know?
And I recently sent via Instagram comic strip to Chad, and I want to just briefly touch on this because we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, if you don't know how the comics end with Spider-Man,
The ultimate Spider-Man arc.
Yeah, Spider-Man gets killed by Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. And I personally think that this would be years from now. I want to see Tom Holland play Spider-Man for a while, but when they're ready to let go of that character, I really want to see Spider-Man die in this way and then have Miles Morales pick up the role of Spider-Man going forward.
Yeah, that'd be really a great way to solidify Miles. Also,
which would also be a black character, which would be awesome.
Half black, half Latinx.
Yeah.
I mean, Morales, bro.
Yeah.
But to get Miles in there, but also with Johnny Storm, I mean, which means that, it's a little ways away because, the Fantastic Four is coming in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
To the MCU, but Johnny Storm and, Peter Parker are
best friends.
Best friends, yeah.
The original, before Sony and Marvel had their little squabble a while ago, the original plan was to make 9 Spider. I don't know why I held up 3 fingers, but
three.
Was to make 9. I did it again. It was to make
9.
was to make 9 movies. And it was supposed to be 3 years in high school, 3 years in college, and then 3 years of Spider-Man out of college with Tom Holland. And then the deal fell apart, and then they restructured the deal. And now I don't really know what the plan is with Spider-Man, but
no one does. Sony doesn't even know.
But I really hope
doing what they can.
I hope we get Tom Holland for a long time, and I hope that when he's done with the role, that they don't do some fucking bullshit happy ending, because that's not how it ends for Spider-Man.
No, absolutely not. And
not even in just the Ultimate Spider-Man, like almost in like every iteration of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like he dies. So
he dies or he ends up miserable and gives up, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are super excited for all this shit. Because also, if you guys have like Disney Plus, like Venom, Far From Home, Homecoming, like the Spider-Man films that are loosely tied to the MCU are coming to Disney Plus also.
Mm-hmm.
So now on Disney Plus, you'll be able to watch all of the films in chronological order, including the Spider-Man films.
Also, the old school fucking Spider-Man cartoon is on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like, watch that shit. That shit's so good.
So good. Yeah.
I grew up on that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one.
All right, guys. So we're going to close out this episode. But before we do, we want to talk about a couple things. One of the things is our Patreon page.
Yeah. So if you guys like what we're doing, and you also want to get some exclusive merch that we will never have available on our web store, like specific colors of t-shirts, certain styles of like mugs, sweatshirts, stuff like that. Yeah, look us up on Patreon. There's different bonuses that you get based on monthly giving. It's patreon.com/allthingsnerdpod. We also have our web store. Jake mentioned earlier, we have 2 new shirt designs. And who designed those, Jake?
Mama Bird Clothing Co. That's a friend of mine from high school. Her name's Renee. And yeah, she makes these shirts for us. They're the softest fucking shirts ever.
They are so fucking soft.
Seriously, like we have like mailed these shirts out to people who comment on how soft these shirts are. So it's a real thing. It's not just us trying to sell you on it.
Literally before they tell us like how much they like the shirt or how well it fits, they're like, holy shit, this is the softest shirt I own.
Yeah. And we got our new ones. We got 2 new designs. We're ordering more of the original design soon. but even the new ones they're the same material. It's crazy.
They're so
So
good.
I should have wore my gray one just to be like, this is one of them. I didn't
Yeah.
even think about doing it.
So
Damn it.
one of them has a graphic on it for and it says "Sorry, Mom," and it
Hmm.
shows cartoon
It'd
versions
be
of
like right
Jake and
here.
I drinking,
Cheersing a beer.
cheersing because that's what we do, and we apologize to our mothers. And then the other one is our Mustache May fundraiser.
It's our original logo, but with mustaches on them.
Yeah, instead of beards, and it's for mental health awareness. So yeah, go ahead and check those out. The mustache one is a very limited run. We'll only order a few of them here and there. It's not going to be like a fully stocked thing. So
Yeah. One of the things that we really want to talk about is, or mention, is a friend of ours. His name is Austin Horowitz, is a painter, and he painted us this sick ass fucking thing right here. And I'm gonna pull it off the wall and bring it a little closer. This thing is so I can't see over it. Is it showing up okay?
yes, it is.
Okay. He painted this for us. It's so fucking cool. I mean it. This guy does. I don't know what his. I'm pretty sure it's a spray paint kind of art. I don't know that for sure. I didn't ask him about it, but
Yeah,
dude,
it's so rad.
go check him out. Chad has the Instagram handle that you can go look
Yeah.
up his art.
On Instagram, it's literally just Austin underscore Horwitz. So it's at AUSTEN underscore HORWITZ.
Oh God.
And it is, he's got so much cool stuff. He's got a lot of it that's for sale. He also, obviously, based on us, he does some commissioned work. You're going to have to straighten that later.
Yeah.
You're sitting out. It's fine. I'm not gonna. Just so you know, though, you're gonna have to fix it. He does commissioned works, and yeah, seriously, go check him out.
Yeah.
It's incredible. For May 4th or Star Wars Day, he posted a couple that were really awesome, like Star Wars prints.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I would assume that he probably does stuff on different like mediums, like not just canvas, but like also just like, on
Yeah.
cardstock or poster board or whatever you want to call it. But I mean that canvas turned out so good.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I'm
It's
jealous
super cool.
that Jake got to keep it. So I've actually talked to him already about getting one.
Make one for Chad Austin.
Oh, we had a small exchange about it.
Yeah.
He hasn't told me the price because everybody just gets one. Not everybody. Cool
Well,
people.
this
Well,
is
us.
ours. This is the podcast's, and
Yeah.
you're moving back here, and it won't be so weird that we'll take turns. You can have
Ideally.
it Monday through Wednesday, and I'll have no,
Oh, so it's only in your space when we record. That's great.
the
Every other weekend, bro. Every other weekend.
the other thing we wanted to mention is we wanted to bring up Jerry Ma's Kickstarter one more time before it ends.
Yeah, so when this episode actually airs, you only have a couple days left to get your hands on the Monkey King, A Chinatown Odyssey by Jerry Ma before the Kickstarter ends. And I didn't mean to cut you off, Jake. Continue
You're fine.
talking about
No,
how
no.
great this is.
Yeah, you're fine. Jerry is like the coolest guy ever. He's the guy we interviewed a few weeks ago. Was it a few weeks ago?
Yeah, it's been like 3 or 4 weeks now.
Jesus.
It's been like 3 weeks.
But we've kept in touch with him since our interview, and he is seriously the nicest guy ever. I can't fucking believe it. And
Yeah.
yeah, and so please go check that out if you have some time and a little bit of money to spend. We don't get any of that money. That's going to him helping out Chinatown, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally outside of the expenses for producing the comic, he's donating to small
Yeah.
and local businesses in Chinatown and New York
He
City.
was literally on the news in New York. We should find that clip and put it
Yeah,
and
I'll
put it on
include
the
that in
yeah.
the show notes.
Yeah, he was on the news in New York, literally going around and giving people money, which we donated to, and hopefully some of you guys did too. But yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool.
It's super cool. It's the artwork for the book looks
Yeah,
incredible,
looks great.
and also you get the feel good feeling of knowing that you're helping him like give back to his community, which
Yeah,
is the entire purpose of the Kickstarter.
yeah,
And yeah, it looks awesome. I can't wait for it.
yeah. And Jerry, we're coming to New York at some point in the near
Yeah,
future, so look forward to that, man.
yeah. Hopefully, I would say hopefully probably before the end of this year. So
Yeah,
you're gonna have to take us to that ice cream shop and introduce us to your mom.
yeah.
Well, just
That, be-
show us your parents' art store. But
that being said, we love you guys. Thank you for following us and hanging out with us when we do these. Again, we say this every episode, but this is just for fun for us, and we've exceeded our expectations and what we thought we were going to get for followers. So those of you that are following us, we appreciate it. We love you guys, and
and those of you that are just checking us out, also like if you're a new listener, like please go like and subscribe. Wherever you listen to podcasts, if it's on YouTube, subscribe there. But also, if it's not too much to ask, please give us a 5-star rating because it helps us show up for other people that, are interested in what we're doing, but haven't heard of us through word of mouth.
yeah,
So if you could do that for us, or share it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, it would mean the world to us, and we would really appreciate it. Because yeah, like Jake said, like we're doing this because we'd be doing this either way. But the fact that you guys are listening and are a part of this is incredible to us and has blown us away. And if you can help us grow, that'd be awesome.
yeah. That
But
being said, cheers.
yeah, cheers. And this has been the All Things Nerd podcast.